Guessing Graham's the short one.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the Live Golf London 2023 press conference.
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose we've already got a little bit of open weather the last couple of days. It's nice to be back in the UK, isn't it? Such a lovely place to be. I'm joking. No, absolutely, yeah. The golf course, I think there's a good mix of kind of that, I guess, old school linksy type golf, and then the inside the trees there, the first few holes. So it's definitely a good test out here, and it'll test every part of my game. And looking forward to getting out here this week and giving it a crack.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was definitely, I guess, a frustrating media conference after the Open. I think, like you said, perhaps a little bit overshadowed that, I'd probably just won the biggest tournament that I'll ever play in, and yeah, someone was asking that. But as I look back on that, it's just a guy trying to do his job, and I suppose it was a little bit harder from then onwards. Definitely, whilst making the decision, just some nasty stuff, I suppose, said by the keyboard warriors, and yeah, I knew it was going to be tough, but I feel. Since I made the decision, I made the right one.
And in terms of...
Yeah, I think we're going to see how stuff unfolds. It's probably still a little bit early to assume, but yeah, I felt I made the right decision for multiple reasons, and I think the last few weeks is another tick in the box for all us guys. Exactly like it is this year, it'd be perfect for me. 14 and 4 majors, I'd take that for the rest of my career. So. I really can't see Live Golf going away. I think team golf is here to stay, and if you asked every one of us out here, all the 48 guys, I think everyone has such a good time, and everyone enjoys what they're doing out here. They love the competition, and like Graeme said, that team element really brings 3 or 4 guys really close that perhaps weren't before. So it's good to see. It's unique, and I don't think it's going anywhere.
And this week, you're all 3 of your captains, and it's obviously a different kind of thing when you've got to do the captain sort of stuff for a golf tournament. How does that differ from when you used to play on your own on the PGA Tour?
I think I've got the 3 most blasé guys on the whole tour, so my role really hasn't changed at all. They just want to have warm coffee and a breakfast and go out and play some golf. So. Yeah, I think these guys perhaps a little bit different. I know Bubba really gets into it, but as far as my team goes, they're the most laid-back guys in the world, so it's an easy job for me.
Do you know anything about your readmission to the PGA?
Nothing.
Nobody
Yeah,
does.
way too early.
Yeah.
Do you think that actually you shouldn't benefit, having been the ones who took the Live cash, and those who rejected it and were told to reject it have lost out on all that cash yet, and you shouldn't just be allowed back in without any financial gain for them?
That's.
I think they did have finance. It's funny you keep asking about or saying stuff about cash, but there was $400 million the PGA Tour found randomly. So I mean, I think those guys are doing all right. There's 2 guys higher up than Taylor, I think, this year on the PGA Tour in money earned. So I think they're doing all right over there.
Okay, Teddy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's been a pretty crazy 12 months in the world of golf. There was obviously a huge amount of trepidation this time last year when we were standing here in Centurion, with a startup company, not knowing where it was going to go. Obviously mixed reactions from the golfing world, you could say. But I think 12 months in, I think the 48 players that are involved right now, there's a huge amount of belief in the product. There's a huge amount of momentum. There's been so much good stuff happen this year from a tournament point of view. Fans are getting it now. They see the potential of what we have out here. And, the team stuff was probably the biggest thing that kind of took me by surprise, last year, was how compelling the team environment was, how much guys were into that stuff. And it's been a lot of fun. We got a bunch of great guys out here that are certainly, great brotherhood that have been forged together, through some, tough times the last 12 months, what we've all been through. But, like I say, momentum in Live and the product, and like I say, the fan base getting engaged, taking it down to Australia, to Cam's part of the world, and kind of the reception we got there was pretty epic, and it really showed what was possible, what the potential is if we, go to markets that really want to see us. So excited to see, the crowd here in London this week, and see how much that's changed from last year as people really, get into the product and really see where it fits into the world of golf.
Thanks, Graeme.
I still care deeply about the sport, and I care deeply about trying to compete in the best tournaments in the world. So, of course, it's about the money. Yes, I mean, every professional golfer on the planet is competing for financial gain, and that's just a part of it. But it's not all about that. It is about chasing tradition and legacy, and that is obviously something that we've been accused of turning our back on. There's not one player out here that doesn't care about the sport and cares about looking at his name on the claret jug and his name on the US Open trophy and a couple of green jackets in the closet. I mean, it's it's special stuff, and we all care a huge amount about that. And like Cam said, creating that balance in your schedule where you get to play a tour like this, but then you get to go and play in the major championships as well, and the biggest events around the world, whatever they may be, so certainly care a huge amount about that.
Thank you.
It's great, really big, huge question that's very difficult to answer. Really, I mean, I don't think there's a guy in the golfing world that really knows what this all looks like, And yes, the PIF are going to become a very big investor in the global game of golf, and I think that's good for the sport to have sort of that amount of money being directed into the sport across the board. I think what's happened the last 12 months and the fracturing of the game is not something we ever wanted. And it's been said by players on the PGA Tour and DP World Tours that if this money's going to be spent, let's work out how to all spend it together. So centralization and all that stuff, I don't know. I mean, to me, golf is the number one most important thing here. The fan is the next most important thing in creating a schedule where the best players in the world compete, like I said, at a very, very high level as often as possible against each other, with the team format, kind of being sprinkled in there as well. I think there's a lot of good there, So what it all looks like, I've no idea. It's very difficult to answer.
Bubba?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, he asked a question earlier, somebody over here. I mean, if I would change the year, I would have signed up earlier. But I had surgery, so this tournament last year I got to watch from my bed where I had knee surgery. My son was with me, and that's what took me over the edge of wanting to join is because of the team atmosphere. But when you look back at the hostility, yeah, it's sad that we're in that we had those problems, name calling. Everybody's trying to do a job. If y'all change over news stations, nobody yells at you for changing over news stations. The same news, but different stations. So it's been a fun year. Hopefully we can get behind us, and the game of golf grows, and we do some great things. Another $3 billion to charities, who puts PGA Tour at $6 billion. It'll be a good thing for the game of golf. There were some kids out here yesterday. The Majestics yesterday had a bunch of kids out here learning the game, and then I heard there's going to be some this afternoon. We're going to do some more this afternoon at 3 o'clock. So that's the whole goal of all these tournaments, is to grow the game. And when we say grow the game, get more people to play golf, even if that doesn't matter what the age is, but that's the whole thing. And so all the name calling and yelling is just sad. A year later, now everybody's friends again.
Good.
Golf media, you said?
Yeah.
Think we got trust issues?
Well, first of all, everybody wants to feel loved, right? And when you change jobs, it's the same job, just different company. It's sad when you get talked about, name calling. I wrote a book about my mental issues, and so when that stuff comes out, and then it comes to your family, and it comes to your in-laws, and it comes to the kids, that's hurtful, and it's sad. And then a year later, all is forgiven. Man, we're partners. I mean, we don't know what it's going to look like, the merger's going to look like. But look, I forgive everybody. I forgive anybody that's done something wrong to me. I've done stuff wrong to people. I tell them I'm sorry. and then you try to be a man about it and go on. And then hopefully we can all hug it out and make the schedule that Cam wants, 14-4, and hopefully I get to play in that one every year called Augusta. And then we just keep playing golf and trying to give the best product to the fans. And us three right here think that team golf is, and so hopefully that the media sees that we're the same people just trying to make putts.
You can answer that.
Okay. No, because that's not what it's about. That's not what they're trying to create. If you look at the PGA Tour is somewhere around, $3 billion to charity over the course of its life. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to grow the game. And when you think about what Saudi's doing, Saudi Arabia is just one investor in LIV. There's multiple, but we only focus on the one. When I say we, you guys only focus on the one. And so Saudi's trying to change their country, their landscape of tourism. By the game of golf. Look at what they're doing 2030, all the golf courses they're building there. They're letting young people play, women play. They're letting everybody learn the game of golf because it's fun to get outside in beautiful weather like this. And so, that's what they're doing. And so, you have to look at it as a whole. You're focused on one entity, that's the investor. There's a bunch of investors in this. I know that us three right here invested our time and energy and moments in it, so we're part of that.